Not a young man, but you can immediately see the origin, and there is no end in sight. Fresh graves.
This is one of the cemeteries in Novosibirsk. Most of those buried here are men between 25 and 60 years old. All died in 2023. There are flags on the graves. Some wreaths indicate where the deceased served.
Here it is, greatness, patriotism. This is what patriotism looks like. And here are Wagner troops.
At the new cemetery near Krasnodar, volunteers discovered more than 40 fresh graves of Russian soldiers killed in the war against Ukraine. At the Irkutsk cemetery, local authorities allocated 20 hectares for the burial of military personnel, 10 already filled. And in Transbaikalia, they decided to bury the military not in separate areas but among civilians.
People often ask where this or that grave is, and it's easier for us to find them. We suggested to our authorities, let's make a separate site, we will bury them all there. You know how in the cemetery in Borza there is a huge alley just for the graves of such guys. The city administration waved them away, and when they began to bring them here, we understood. They were scattering all over the cemetery, so that real losses could not be seen. Roman, cemetery worker in Chita, in an interview with Siberia Realities.
Journalists of the online magazine People of Baikal discovered a previously unknown cemetery of PMC Wagner near Irkutsk. At the end of March, 57 Wagnerites were buried there. 3 months later, volunteers calculated, now there are about 100 graves. On June 24th, the head of the Wagner PMC, Prigozhin, in his address said that the losses of the Russian army amount to up to 1,000 people a day.
Солдат убитых.
The number of soldiers killed is 3-4 times more than it is in documents submitted upstairs, and what is served is 10 times less than they say on TV.
The stormtroopers of the Russian Ministry of Defense have also been reporting significant losses over the past few days.
We were 150 people. Here is our rest. Out of 150, we have been serving for 3 months. We have never been paid a salary. Now they came to us and they said, boys, we need you to go to the front, in the meat grinder, where we have already been.
About 9 out of 10 who died in the war against Ukraine, the natives of Kemerovo, are not reported in official reports. Such conclusions were made by the journalists of Siberia Realities. The large-scale losses of the personnel of the Russian army are also evidenced by the fact that in Buryatia the number of recipients of a military pension for the loss of wage earners increased by 72%. This is reported by Important Stories. In Russia, they even banned the publication of obituaries of those killed in the war against Ukraine. Earlier, based on data from open sources, Mediazone, together with BBC, managed to identify more than 25,000 dead Russian soldiers. And according to the General Staff of the Armed Forces of Ukraine, their number is almost 10 times higher. Reported by Serhiy Kulas, Natalia Husak, UATV News.